Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Happy Hustle Show. Hello to everybody watching on replay because it's fastest finger first for whoever gets here live, but no one has quite made it yet, understandably. Tonight, I want to talk to you a little bit about money mindset. So, I want to just really explore what goals you are setting for your side hustle and how you feel about money impacting that. So, hi Hazel. So, one of the questions that I regularly get asked when people are trying to kind of work out how much do they need in their happy side hustle pot. Oh, don't worry, Jillian. Hi, Michelle. Um, yeah, one of the questions I really regularly get asked is, like what would be a realistic target? So if you're producing a side hustle that hasn't existed before a few weeks ago, and now you're going, okay, this is the amount of money. Hi, Susan. This is the amount of money. Oh, hi, Kerry. Yeah, loads of you. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, this is the amount of money that I need to do whatever it is I want to do, the thing that's going to bring me joy, the thing that's going to bring me happiness. Well, what would be a realistic amount there? Hi, Samantha. And it's such a difficult question because there's two ways you can go with this, really. You can go super high. So you can go, okay, I would ideally like to go on a mega expensive holiday next year. I started saying this year for the last couple of months, but I think I've given up hope that I'm going to be going anywhere this summer out of the country. But anyway, the next time we're allowed and it's safe. So do I go, okay, in my happy side hustle pot then I want £5,000, or do I want £10,000, or do I want £20,000? Like, what do I want in there? What's realistic? And the word realistic is difficult, isn't it? Because it's very, very subjective. And it's important that you don't set yourself a goal that means that you just don't even know where to start. So you have to think about, how much is the thing that you're selling? How much profit are you going to make from it, whatever it is, your product or your service? And then how many of those could you deliver in the time that you want to raise that money? So if I'm now talking about going away somewhere next July, when I didn't go anywhere this July and I didn't go anywhere last July, I could maybe have like a serious holiday, because that's probably, I could take what I would have spent on 3 holidays and put them all together if I were to wait to 2022. I think when you're deciding the amount, if you imagine the Blue Peter thermometer, you imagine like a ladder. That's probably an easier one. A ladder. So you've got a ladder with rungs that are close together and a ladder with rungs that are wide apart. So those are your kind of milestones. Those are your, like, what is my next goal? The rungs on the ladder. So it's difficult to look at the top of the ladder and go, well, I want to make £10,000. If your side hustle didn't exist a few weeks ago, getting to £10,000 in a month might be a challenge. It's possible, but you'd have to be prepared to do a lot of work and choose the right product and have a good profit in that. But say you were doing a service that you could charge a decent amount of money for, or say you were, I don't know, running online craft shows or tutorials, and you were charging everybody, I don't know, a membership of £50, £100 a month, something like that. It would be possible to get that money, but there's probably quite a learning curve to get there if you're relatively new to side hustling. But what is a good amount? So what is the amount that you'd have on the first rung of your ladder? So say you've got your ladder and the first amount is £1,000 that you want to aim for on this ladder. And then this ladder with the wider rungs, you're maybe going to aim for £10,000. When you look at the two ladders, your motivation and your momentum is going to keep up much better going on the ladder with the rungs that aren't so far apart. So you're still going to get there in the same amount of time, But if you set yourself a massive goal right away, then that can feel a challenge to kind of push yourself up to that. And if you find that you're not getting there, it doesn't look like your side hustle is going to generate that amount of money particularly quickly, that's when your confidence can go, your motivation can go, and your momentum can just flop. So my advice to you is push yourself. So don't don't be too safe. Don't go, well, I'd like to make £50. Like, you can do that. Maybe that's big for you. You can do more than that. But I want you to get to the point where you go, I can say that out loud and it feels like a stretch, but I don't feel sick. And you just want to set that as your first goal. And then it's going to be the stepping stone, the stepping stone, the stepping stone. So if you want to get to 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand, whatever it is you want to do, let's just break it down so that you're keeping up the momentum. And more to the point, you can celebrate the success. You can celebrate. So when you set yourself a goal that's within your reach, and you reach it because of what you've done and how you've worked and how you've created this side hustle out of nothing, and you've created that money for yourself, it's so exciting to celebrate that. But imagine if you decided your pot was going to be £10,000, and after whatever period of time, you'd only got to £9,000. Like, if you've set yourself a £10,000 goal, that, as ridiculous as that seems, that might feel slightly disappointing to not quite get there, like to be so close, but to not quite get there. So if you set yourself interim goals, imagine how motivated you are if you go, oh, well, my first goal was 2,000 and I achieved that really easily. And then I wanted to get 4, and then I wanted to get to 6. So in answer to the question that comes up time and time again, how much should I have as my goal in my side hustle pot? My answer to you is push yourself, but be comfortable. You can have loads of side hustle pots. So if you've bought the toolkit and you've got the actual side hustle pot that you can color in, you can do that for your first goal, and you can print out another one. It's just the same file, print out another one for your second, print out another one, and you can have a row of pots. It doesn't have to be like a little tiny line in one pot. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Let me just have a look. I can see there's a few people commenting here. Lots of... Yes, hello, everybody. Michelle, that's how I feel about doing 10,000 steps a day. It's not happening. I'm doing 2.5 and that's fine. Yeah. So I work with a nutritionist, and that's what she keeps saying. She's like, stop setting yourself ridiculous goals that you just might not achieve. Just go, did I do a wee bit more than I did last week? Have I done any steps today? Have I done some movement? Have I gone up and down the stairs 5 times? Because instead of going, right, I need to go out and I need to go for a 2.5-hour walk, that you're maybe not going to do if you're starting, if that's not your normal pattern, anything that you did more than yesterday or more than last week is to be celebrated. And I think it's just such an amazing way to look at life. And Michelle, I think that's exactly what you're saying. Same as writing my book. It's not going to happen overnight. So I set myself chapters, not the whole book. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And Michelle, to finish a chapter, right? So I was just doing a live somewhere else, and I was just talking about, your zone of genius and what feels easy to you. So you're all doing these side hustles because you've worked out what brings you joy and what feels easy and what you want to spend your extra time doing, or whatever spare time you can find doing. For me, that will never ever be writing a book, Michelle, because it's not like, I would love to write a book. I'd love to have a book. I wouldn't love to write a book. One day I'm going to get somebody to take all of these YouTube and Facebook videos that I have ever done and piece them all together into a book, because I would love to have a book. And I feel I've got lots to say. Writing is not in my zone of genius, Michelle. So for you, if you go, I've finished a chapter, I'm going to be blown away by that. Like, I just couldn't do that. Whereas that's joyful and easy for you. And we're all like that in our side hustle. Remember, that's why we've picked them. We're all like that. You finished a chapter today. That's incredible, Michelle. That's absolutely incredible. I'm so proud of you. And you must be so proud of yourself. Okay, so that is my message for you today. It has to be quick because my my husband is making dinner, and I did say that I was going to be finished by 6:15, and it's not 6:15, but I've just been popping up doing lives in lots of different places. So the last thing that I want to say to you on a similar note to this, you've probably seen it, but today I have shared the fact that I am bringing out another. So it's not a 5-day challenge this time, but it's quite like a 5-day challenge. But I don't want to get it mixed up with the actual 5-day challenge that I do to help you to find your side hustle idea, because I'm going to keep doing those. This is not what I've announced today, is not an instead of, it's an extra. So what I find is that people kind of start their side hustles with absolute motivation and excitement, and they're really keen to build those side hustle pots. But at some point in the journey, there becomes a bit of a slump and a bit of a, not for everybody, but for some people, there becomes a bit of a, oh, I can't quite keep like accelerating my sales. I don't quite know what to do to get my service or my product in front of the people that I really want to see it. So that's what the bootcamp is about. If you haven't seen it, the link is below this video. I think below or above, whatever way I'm appearing. No, it'll be above, won't it? Anyway. So that's what the bootcamp is about. I'm going to take you through a strategy for getting you in front of the right people and working out what you need to do daily, a bit of a kind of side hustle success system. So here are the things that you need to do, non-negotiable, every day, to make sure that you're making the sales that you want to make. And I just want to try and fill in that piece, because again, I keep thinking back to when I started, and I know I was just given like everything a go when marketing wise. I was like, oh, I need to be on all the social media platforms. So I need to be on Twitter, and I need to be on Pinterest, and I need to be on Instagram, and I need to be on LinkedIn, and I need to be on Facebook, and and then a new one would come out. I'm like, oh, I need to be on Periscope. Like, what's that? I need to be on YouTube. And as much as I have a presence on all of those channels now, I just pick my favorite, and that works so much better. See, just not feeling like you have to do all of the things all of the time, but going, right, okay, this is where the joy is for me. How can I find the joy in the marketing piece as well as the joy in the creation? And that's the sweet spot. If you can find your joyful marketing plan and put it alongside your joyful side hustle, and we can work on mindset at the same time. So what I'm going to build into that as well is a bit of money mindset. So to try and help you with any kind of artificial ceilings that you might be setting, any associations you have with making a lot of money and like evil. Money is the root of all evil. Look at that. Like that's such a it's a phrase that's so ingrained in British society anyway, and probably worldwide, but definitely in British society, that it's difficult to not have some sort of hang-ups about money. So so the boot camp is going to be twofold. It's going to be sort your market and sort your mindset. That's what I'm going to try and do. Completely free. It starts on the 22nd of February. It's going to be 4 days. So I think at the moment it's going to be like a task in the morning. So the system that you know and love, like a task in the morning at 6 a.m. Might go for 7 a.m. in case things go wrong. So me or Jillian doesn't have to get up so early. Maybe 7 a.m. And then an Ask Me Anything at 12, and then a live at night, Monday to Thursday. So a 4-dayer. So yeah. So, and it's not, so someone asked me this today as well, actually. So I've kind of aimed it at you guys that have been through the original challenge and now maybe need a bit of help in a slightly different direction. But anybody who has a side hustle is welcome to join it. So anybody who's feeling a bit stuck, who would like to have more sales, who isn't quite sure how to kind of get the momentum going around their marketing. So I would be super grateful if you shared it with any other side hustlers, because the more the merrier. Let me just see what you're saying. Vanessa, I'm still tidying up my attic to make my own storage space for my craft items and my new cry cup maker. Fantastic. Oh, lovely to have your own craft space, Vanessa. So I've said this to you before, I think, but I'm at one end of my dining table right now, and at the other end, that's where I do all my jewelry. So family meals are kind of like, I have to just push up my computer, and I'd love a craft area. That might go on my side hustle pot list. Writing my book can be your next side hustle. You could be my ghostwriter, Sheila. Yay, Margaret! Hazel, thank you all for signing up. It's the only bootcamp I can do at the moment. Yeah, it's going to be a gentle bootcamp, Sheila. I'm going to say yes, Jillian. Let's do 7 o'clock. I haven't set my start up yet, so I don't think it will apply to me. I'm still building my side hustle. I'm happy with my progress and plan going forward. We'd love to do it at some stage, though. Yeah, Kerry. So I'm doing it as a bit of an experiment, to be honest. I'll see how it goes. I'll take some feedback on it, but if it works well, I'll do it again. So yeah, don't worry. Yeah, if you've not got your side hustle up and running, so it's probably not. Yeah, it's not going to help because I'm not going to go over any of the kind of startup stuff. It's going to be right, here we are, we've sold some stuff. How can we make this more consistent? How can we make sure that we're making the amount of money that we want to make? And I can't, no guarantees. I haven't got a magic wand, but I can go through the kind of formula and structure that I used, that I did a lot of research on, and I know that it works. So I'll give you, if you already know what to do and you're just doing it and your side hustle's going well, it maybe not particularly relevant for you. But for anybody who's just feeling like, oh, this could be more, and I'm just not quite sure what the thing is that I need to do, that's what I'm going to help you with. So yes, if you haven't already signed up and that does sound of interest to you, please click the link above and sign up in the usual way. Just like before you come into the challenge, it'll write, when you click through the link, it'll sign you up, it'll put you on the email list, and it'll send you an email to confirm that you're on the challenge. But I'm not going to open the group until just before the challenge, so the weekend before, so the weekend of the 20th of February. So it's still a while away. I just wanted to give you the first dibs, because it depends how busy it gets, but because it's just a beta, because it's a pilot and I haven't done it before, I'm not going to have kind of unlimited people in it. So I'm going to set a ceiling on it. I'm not quite sure what that'll be yet. I'll just keep an eye on it, but I'm certainly don't want I don't want 1,000 people in it. So yeah, and on the last 5-day challenge we did, I think there was more than 700 people signed up for it. I think that would probably be too much for the beta. So anyway, that's why I wanted to give you the heads up, because I wanted you to be able to get in first. But you're very welcome to share it with any other side hustlers that might be interested. Right. So my husband is now giving me the evil eye from the kitchen. So we need to go and have the lovely dinner that he's made me. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will be back. What is this, Monday? I will be back on Thursday for the Happy Hustle Show at some point, kind of early evening. On Thursdays, it is normally about 6-ish, because I go live in the Happy Hustle classroom at 6:30. Yeah, so you probably about 6-ish on Thursday if you want to catch me live. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a lovely hustling week, and I will see you all soon.